This is a comment you'll read in the comments section of Nancy's story, and then on Facebook and Twitter and other places, people will say it's kind of that bootstrap mentality. This is someone who weighed in here, Karen, saying it's mostly about taking responsibility for yourself instead of looking to blame society for your ills. Is this?
That's harsh.
Yeah, I know. I'm tired of this bootstrap analogy. It's hard to raise yourself up by your bootstraps when you don't have any boots. And when people are faced with unrelenting stress, with unrelenting daily problems that affect their functionality, that's like having somebody taking your boots away and you don't even have socks to keep you warm. Yeah. So let's change that talking about rising up from bootstraps. Let's talk about what we can do to help our neighbors, because that's basically what it boils down to.
The families that we followed for 7 months, there were some really dire times for the families, but there were incredible moments of grit and grace and surviving that I would really
joy.
And you would find moments of absolute joy in the house. So I mean, this kind of notion that this is just all on them, I saw incredible grit. One woman particularly, Darlene, we wrote about the cycle of stress. She was born into a traumatic childhood. Her life had not gone so easily for her, and she worried deeply about her youngest children being born back into that stress, and she was trying so hard to make changes for them.
And you know, Casey, I mean, I love it when people champion the human spirit and say, you know, we're free. You know, we're designed that we can transcend, we can, you know, choose. But the problem is that if especially for children, human beings that are still in development,
or the womb.
Or the womb for that matter, if the forces weighing against that are so overwhelming that they take away the usual constructive climb, you know, and it's sometimes true that, you know, people who have had the experience and have had the capability of pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. They you know, these are survivors. These are great examples of, and people that have a lot to teach us, but they've never necessarily walked that mile where they didn't have all that equipment, or they were robbed. You know, they assume having certain equipment that not everybody has to be able to do that. And I think that's when it really becomes difficult.
In the honor of spring training starting, sometimes we think we've hit a triple in life. We were born on third base.
Yeah.
We have less than a minute. Time has flown by, but what else can we, what should we be doing as a community?
Well, I think there's a couple of areas. I think we need to be educating various communities about toxic stress, and that there are ways that even when you can't change your particular situation, there are things you can do internally to lessen your stress. So there's some wellness, and there's also connections. I mean, investing in programs that
work.
Lessen that isolation. Lessen that isolation. Give children a sense of hope.
We'll have to leave it there. We're running out of time. And I want to say, if you want to see more of the stories we highlighted tonight from the Works in Progress, Friday, March 11th, 7 p.m. here on the 9 Network. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.